my name is Charles Blevins. Today I'm going to talk to you about belief. I know for many people it's hard to believe in the other side, or that we can actually communicate with the other side, or that we have special connections amongst each other. So I'm going to share a personal story with you. My father died about a year ago. And, while he was alive, I didn't appreciate him as much as after he passed away. What I didn't appreciate about him was I didn't realize that he was the father that I needed in order for me to become me. That doesn't mean he didn't have faults of his own. That doesn't mean that he didn't have dreams and hopes and inspirations of his own. It just means that he allowed me to become me. I don't think we realize the value behind that for a child or for a son or a daughter to have a parent that allows that. And only now, when he's passed on to the other side, do I recognize how valuable that was for me. Like I said, my father wasn't a great man for many people, but he was the man that I needed for me. And only when I reflect back do I see how great he was for me. For the rest of the world, he may not have been the greatest, but for me, he was great. My father was quirky, and he was a great dreamer. If you needed someone on your side who could dream, that man would be the man you would want on your side. In other words, if I went to my father and said, "Dad, I can walk on water," or "I'm going to walk on water," he'd say, "I believe you, son. You go for it. I know you can figure it out." That was his answer to things. He didn't say, "Well, I don't think you can do it." He always says, "I believe you, son. You go for it. You'll figure it out." That was his greatest gift to me. There was other subtle gifts that I never realized that went along with that. And there was a lot of heartaches that went along with it, too. I remember the first time I went to my father and told him I was psychic. I would have probably been about 18, somewhere around there. The man turns around to me and he goes, "Son, I know. It's okay. Keep going for it." At that time, people were more standoffish about people who were psychic. And he would say, "Keep it quiet." But what was always funny, and I look back and I recognize, is he would go out and he would try to find other people that were psychic that could help me. A teacher. And we don't pay attention to these little things that our parents do for us, or we don't pay attention to the people that are in our lives and the purpose that they serve. Even though sometimes when they're alive, there's things about them that are quirky and that turn us off, and we find nasty about them, it's only until after we lose them that we can reflect back and see. The wonderful thing for me, though, as being psychic, is my relationship continues with my father, even though he's on the other side, because he'll still come and visit me every once in a while, just to say hello, and to make sure I'm okay. And there's little things that he'll talk to me about that make me laugh, and I feel sad because I know he's not physically in the room that I can physically touch at that moment. But that's okay. What I've learned and what I'm figuring out from my father is he taught me how to believe, how to trust in myself, to keep believing like a child. That has left me open spiritually to see things on the other side. And I want to acknowledge that greatness of that human being for giving me that gift. Because without his belief, his dreaminess, I would never be sitting here today, little by little creating videos on YouTube about my experience. More or less recording things and putting up on a website about little things that I'm learning from the spiritual side. So from that, if that allows me to open up and allows me to help one person in the entire universe, that was a tremendous impact then that one man gave to me that impacted you. That makes a great man. Great men do bad things, but also do wonderful things. Great people do wonderful things, and yet they do bad things. It's recognizing what was great about that individual. And it's also recognizing and understanding what was wrong about that individual. And I take both, and I accept both. With that said, I'd like to lead you into belief. For many people, it's hard to believe in the other side. Somewhere along the line, they lost that belief system within them. And it takes a point in your brain that just kind of gives way to acknowledge believing without even thinking about it. It's not something you think about or you try to do. Spiritually, this is how they tell me. We're always learning lessons about the other side. Here we're learning lessons about the other side in baby steps. And we don't see how they will work on the other side fully. So they explain to me, they go, belief. They go, how do you change out a light bulb? I go, I just change out the light bulb. And they go, well, isn't that a belief system? How do you know that you can do it? I just know I can do it. And I started laughing to myself because of, yes, at one time I wouldn't know how to change out a light bulb unless someone showed me to change out a light bulb. And then over time, through experience, I know how to change out a light bulb, but I don't think about how to change the light bulb anymore. I just change out the light bulb when it goes out. So it's kind of like a belief system. I know how to do it, and because I know how to do it, I don't think about it. I just do it. That's how belief works. I just do it because I believe. I don't think about what's going to happen, if I'm going to fall, is this going to work, is good things going to come out of it. I just do it because I believe. It's like changing out a light bulb. You just do it because you believe. You know how to change out the light bulb. All you have to do is just believe. It's just that simple. There's no rhyme, reason. You can't think about this. You can't do anything about it. All you have to do is believe. So, when you're wondering about spirituality or life in general, just believe. It's just that simple. If you can't believe, life is going to be rough. But if you can believe, no matter how bad things are, no matter how tough things are, something will always happen. Because in belief comes magic. And in the magic, it will carry you through those hard times. But it can't happen if you don't believe. My name is Charles Blevins.